Hi, I'm Matt from HockeyReviews.ca, and this is the Bauer Vapor 2X Pro chest protector review. I've had a lot of people ask about this, and I guess I'll start with saying I'm really picky with chest protectors too. And so it takes a lot for me to want to actually purchase one and invest in one and see if I really like it. The chest I have now is a Brown 2400-2200 hybrid. I've had it for about 6 years. So I did a review of that on the channel, which I'll link in the description. My thoughts of that are the exact same now as they are when I did that video, which was like a couple years ago. So that's really impressive. But it takes a lot for me to like a chest protector. So within that time of me using the Brown, the only thing I had to do was I got these replaced because the elastics were stretched out after so many years, and I added a little loop so I could put my suspenders through it to hold everything up nice. So that's really impressive to me. And I had like maybe 5 bruises using the chest over like 6 years. And again, extremely impressive. So huge props to Brown for that. It's one of the reasons why I'm really picky when it comes to equipment like chest protectors. And it takes a lot for me to be impressed by a retail unit. The whole Bauer Vapor 2X Pro line is honestly pretty impressive to me. They're doing a lot of really interesting things, and I tried this on, and I wanted to give it a chance and check it out. I've heard a lot of good things about these online as well. I heard some negative things online as well, but I heard a lot of people recommend it, and putting it on, it kind of checked a bunch of boxes, so I wanted to give it a go. So here we are. I'm gonna go over features really quick because I'm not sure if there's anything really on YouTube for this. So we'll do it anyways. It does come with these removable foam pieces at the bottom. I ordered an XL unit. I probably should have bought a large, just because the arms are pulled up all the way on this one, so I could have probably gone with a large and got a little bit different on there. But I wanted to make sure my stomach pad and everything was as low as it went. So I had to take this one out because it interfered with my Warrior Ritual Jock, but everything else was good for these, so I left these extensions in. They do come out with Velcro like that, and you can see where this one goes right here. It's nice that they add, I like when companies do give you some changeability in them. Not sure how much padding this is, like this is kind of harder down here. I don't know if there's like anything in there. It just feels like a hard foam and a soft foam. You can see the perforated foams through there. Now the neck, you have your tie right here. I like how this flap moves, that's always good. Really hard chest piece, it's a curve there. So it should be pretty good for padding since it's so hard that you really shouldn't feel that through, and the padding behind it is substantial enough that I haven't really felt anything there. I like the use, I think this is Aerolite, but they put like a cover on the Aerolite, so it's not just a normal, like it's not like it is on the pads, it's a little more slippery. So I'm assuming this is for wear and maybe just so they can do the different colors. So it's interesting because on a bunch of NHL guys now, Crawford's one, they have colored Aerolite, so I'm curious if this is what that material will be or if it will just be colored Aerolite. So anyways, this is Aerolite foam up here, which the shoulder flows were okay. They moved pretty well. I guess you can kind of see the padding over here. You have some extra flaps there and this really small cap for the new regs. Padding all the way through here. You do have adjustability on, or you can take this out. Actually, we'll do that right now. We'll take a look at what the floater looks like. So this is the foam for the floater. So you have an HD foam and then soft perforated foams there. And then there is one more layer I can't get out that's sewn in, and that's the Aerolite right here. So hopefully this is on camera. I always find that pretty interesting just to be able to see what's really there. So I'm assuming this is Velcroable for repair or just so you can change it, or I'm not totally sure why they did that, but I appreciate it because you could open it up. So arms, you can see they have this adjustable system is amazing. You undo this and you pull, and basically you get an inch of adjustment throughout. So you got to pull like this and you pull it through and you get like an extra inch of length, or you can tighten it obviously. This is extremely helpful for kids who need to have adjustable arms. It's really easy to change, and it's like probably the best system I've seen. I like it more than the Velcro ones just because the Velcro goes a little higher and you kind of just adjust. This one, everything will always sit under this cap, where the Velcro ones they can extend below where it won't be protected. This one sits under the cap really nice, so that is always good there. The cap, you can see You have like your outer foam, and then you have a thicker piece right here for extra protection. So we'll just close that up just to show you how it works a bit. So it's like that. And then you have your rounded arms, your pretty standard floaters. They're pretty like weak in there, so not really tight. I found the arm movements in this to be pretty solid. Didn't have a ton of issues there. We'll kind of look at the back. I like how they have this part and this piece right here. So when you chicken wing and try to stop something high, you do have some decent puck like protection there. It's at least something. It is pretty thin foam, but at least it's something. The Optic One chest didn't have this at all. So when I put it on and checked it in chicken wing, that was just exposed. So that's much better design right there. Looking into the back, I like how they're doing this elbow piece. It's like all in this nylon, so you can feel it's like segmented into 3 pieces, but my elbow stayed really nice and secure in there, even without really having to tighten these straps or anything. Just felt really secure and everything was good there. So one of my complaints about the brown is the elbow caps are a little flat, so they kind of rotate a bit. This I had no issues with. I really like this. Also really like the protection piece under here for the glove. So if you hold a glove up like that, gives you a little bit padding in case it misses. Just a not super thick foams, but there are foams, so it's nice. My brown has that piece too on both. This one only has it on the catching glove, but you untie it, you can move it to the blocker side, so I just left it there. And you have your strap like it is. So you can see how it says curve on it. Curve is definitely on the main plate right here, but supposedly it's through the arms as well. And someone took the arms apart, and they said the curve was so thin that it didn't really do anything. I guess we'll get to that once I start reviewing this, but just want to show that off. I guess we'll go onto the back for more customization, which I'm trying to the best way to show this. So there is this, it's called arch adjustment system right here. You can pull this tighter or looser, pull the chest up and down. I found that no matter what, like with this chest, my neck was a bit exposed. I do like how it has this really soft, almost suede-like material on your neck, but it didn't come up high enough, so I bought a neck guard to wear with it. Just in case, because my brown has a built-in neck guard that really covers everything. So I didn't think that, like, it wasn't my favorite design, but it is what it is. And then I guess we'll go to the back. So also the liner, I guess we'll show it back here. Thermocore, it's like their new, instead of 37.5, it's their new, it's like that, but without licensing. It's supposed to dry itself while you play. This thing was soaked when I was done using it. I don't know if it really works or not, but this thing was super hot. I think it's more to do with how tight everything is now with the new regs, where like this padding, it might be perforated, but you can see it's not on this layer where, so like you can see it's not through. So all this was just soaked for me. And I was really hot in it, almost as hot as my brown, if not the same. Sorry, if not as hot. So it's not great for that. It definitely didn't breathe that well, but yeah, it is. So I love this strapping on here. Just simple, quick buckle or whatever strap this is. Allowed me to tighten it on and take it off so easy. Huge fan of this design. It works. This part's really not like it feels like it could be hit. I never felt it got hit. It was a little like just back enough that it wasn't an issue. So I really like this design. I think that's kind of it about talking about it. The one thing I did like about this is the side protection right here was like wrapping enough. So that's one reason why I bought this, because it did do that where the Supreme 1S didn't. So I was happy with that and that design. So now I guess I'll put this on and I'll talk about it that way. All right, so now that this is on, I can go over a few things. Like I said, I liked how this overall everything fit on here. Mobility was really good from what I'm used to. And the other thing that I really liked was the side padding was enough for me. I reverse VH a lot. If you haven't watched any of my videos, I'm pretty tall. I can cover that really well. I get hit here a lot. This was solid for that, so I had no issues right there. So I was happy about that. One of the problems I had with this chest was these floaters were always in the way. So when with my dangler and my helmet, and it wasn't just my dangler because my dangler sits really tight, it would always hit this. So whenever I wanted to look one way or the other, I would have to, like behind the net, I'd have to raise my head and then turn, and then it wouldn't get stuck. Versus normally I don't have to worry about that with the brown. I just move my head and it's fine. So it sits lower. I was hoping a jersey would sit this lower. It didn't. So yeah. So now on to my, I guess, complaints of this chest. Besides that it's hot, this just simply was not protective enough. Now, some people on my channel say I play garbage beer league and stuff. I do play beer league, but some guys can really shoot, and I don't want bruises in any of my gear. I feel that the equipment is good enough now that I shouldn't have to sacrifice something like that in order to just wear something. Like, that's why I'm in a brown Russian spec. So this originally felt really good, and I was kind of only using it in one of my lower level ones just to test it out to see if I felt anything before bringing it to that top level. And for the first like 4 or 5 games, everything seemed okay, and I was going to bring it to that next level. But then I started feeling shots. So the first one actually happened. Puck was behind the net, shot across. I just swatted my arm at it to try to tip it out of the way. It hit right here, and it left a bruise right here, and it was a super weak shot that I shouldn't have felt at all, and this was not thick enough, and it got me like right on here, and it hurt, and I was kind of looking like, how did I feel that? The next was I kept getting this one guy. I played him 3 times in like 5 days because I played on a bunch of different teams. Basically walks in the blue line, just shoots high. Got me up here, which stung. Got me up here, which left a bruise. Got me up here again, which also left a bruise. And both those times it was like the next day when I put my stuff on, I was like, oh, this hurts. So that's not good enough for me. And that wasn't the top level. And the top levels I play with, like, I face harder shots, and I'm not willing to use this with that because I know I'm going to get those bruises. I'm going to flinch. And with my brown, I don't flinch with those shots. I get in the way for the most part. So that's really disappointing to me. This is a $650 chest, I think. It's basically the top price point Bauer has. I can't compare it to anything else retail because I don't wear anything else retail. I wear a brown. My brown costs, I think it was like $1,000 when I bought it 6 years ago. Haven't had to replace it. I also bought like the over-spec'd one, which is again the Russian spec, which is what Bobrovsky was using in the NHL at the time, and now I think it's what Samsonov uses. But it's like the Capitals' backup goalie now uses brown chest, but with like the new specs. So this one just wasn't good enough. I don't wear padding underneath. I like to wear just my chest and that's it. So I'm sure if you got this and then wore padding underneath, like a padded shirt underneath, it might mitigate that. But like I started feeling shots up here too. I thought these floaters were pretty stiff and good, but I did feel a couple like right around there, and that was pretty disappointing. So it just wasn't protective enough for me, and which is why I'm not wearing it anymore and why I'm going to be moving on from it. So I think that kind of sums it up. I want to try, the only chest right now that I would basically try is a Passau, but that's not going to happen with how the pad review went, and the Kineski. And the problem with like chest protectors, because they're made like specifically for you, and all the ones that I would try are really expensive, I wouldn't really be able to like justify it because I already have the brown that I really like. So it's really tough for me to go out and buy those, and then like it's a big investment into something that I'm not sure is worth it. So I don't really want to go down that road. I would love to try them, but I'm so happy with my brown that I have a hard time justifying spending that money on something I might like. So this one, like, it wasn't fully custom, so I'll be able to put this somewhere and get something back from it. But so that's about it for this review. I love the cut of it. I wish the NHL guys are using this. Like Vasilevsky's using this. I wish Bauer sold a version of that. There's no way he's using this version. Like, it has to be beef. Just sell that version. Sell all the one you're giving to your NCAA guys and all your OHL guys to the retail. That'd be great. Charge a couple more bucks. Like, wouldn't be that hard. Vaughn has two. Vaughn has a like Carbon Pro, then a Carbon Pro NHL spec or something, which is beef, because Vaughn's normal ones aren't beefed enough. This should go that route too. Feeling this in stores and everything, I thought that this would be padded enough, because it's pretty hard on the outer layer, and it does have decently thick foams, and you can't like you can close it, but it's not like massive. Like the Vaughns are way thinner. I'm disappointed that this wasn't as protective as I thought it was going to be, obviously, because I wanted to use this one to see if I could get some more mobility, but I couldn't. I guess the one thing I would say besides the beef is put the loops for the shoulder straps on. In order to do my suspenders up and keep them in, I had to put them under like basically under here, through here, and then do them up. And that's kind of annoying. Easy loop right here fixes that. Vaughn's have them on them now. I think Brian's does. So yeah, actually my next chest might be the Optic 2, depending on how the arms look. So that might be an option as well. But anyways, thank you very much for watching. Hopefully this was helpful. Remember, subscribe to me on YouTube, hit the bell icon so you get notified of when I make new videos. And follow me on Instagram and Twitter. Links are in the description. Helps. I make some small content stuff on there that isn't as big as this, but might be helpful still. If you have any questions, let me know below. And if you ever do purchase PC equipment because of one of my videos, or if you want me to review some stuff, reach out to manufacturer, let them know. Tell them on social media, helps me get on their radar so I can get gear and do content like this. So, like, I would love to test out all the chests, it's just that's not in my budget. So yeah, thank you very much for watching and take it easy.